we would have to now go to the more of the internal processes in terms of what prevents the nervous system to experience or to abide, let alone to abide, let's say, in a unity, if that's the design of the nervous system. Isn't that a legitimate question? It's a legitimate question. If our nervous system wired to begin with as this perfectly designed antenna, let's say, right, that can be tuned to these finest vibrations, why would it not do that? Well, the answer to that is already given systematically. It's on the account of the relationship between stresses, traumas, and resulting in karma. Because when we speak about this, and so far we spoke about this only in terms of stress impositions that need to be released from the system. But how can these stresses end up sitting in such deep compartments of our individuality? It's on the account of its direct correlation to karma. Karma is action, but what it is, in essence? What is karma? What generates karma? Experience, impression, and desire. Experience, impression, desire. Every experience leaves an imprint, it leaves an impression, it presses onto our field. And that in turn produces desire. Now, this desire may be exemplified not just in terms of I want a strawberry or a piece of chocolate. It is also exemplified by that what we speak of as preference and aversion. So equally we could add experience, impression, desire or aversion, or attraction and aversion. They are the opposite, but it's the same thing. It is particularly in Buddhism that a lot is given to that, sukha, dukkha, if some of you have heard. Suffering, right? And joy, pleasure and joy. Pleasure, joy, sukha and dukkha, suffering. Buddhism almost made it into a real single point of attention, how every experience in the end, at the end, turns into suffering. Not that Buddha or his followers somehow missed the teachings of Epicure, like ancient Greek philosopher who exalted the enjoyment. Enjoy as much as you can. Epicurism. The whole purpose of existence is found, according to that, in pursuing your joy and made it into a conscious affair. Not that Buddha was morbid in his view of life, I don't think so. But it is a reminder, maybe at that time it was necessary aspect of the teaching to bring, because maybe what was prevalent around is indulgence. Indulgement in everything, in every field. Indulging, resulting in the end in nothing other than disappointment. And because this whole perspective on attraction and aversion exemplified in the full cycle of experience. And that's what binds the experiencer to her actions. So if we understand that it is the state of our nervous system that accumulated into itself these karmic tendencies that lay as sediments, which carry these experiences, processed and unprocessed like, in equal measure. The unprocessed ones, it's that what we have no idea about, because it's not even at the conscious level of our experiencing. It's in the subconscious layers, as well as those experiences that we consciously gravitate to on the account of the seeds left by these previous experiences. Experience, impression, desire. A full cycle. This is how karma is spoken of, or rather how karma is spoken of from the perspective of samsara. You have heard that. The wheel of samsara. The binding wheel of samsara, which is more common again to the Buddhist discourses. But it's the same thing. The principle is the same. The principle of how our nervous system is impeded from being able to vibrate in such a way that we can abide in unity as a given. So now, in direct relation to the work we do, this work is not at all designed for making you feel good right as you're doing it, because it's first thing first. You first need to get rid of yourself of these impositions, and the feel-good factor will come by itself. You see? We can have the most amazing massage there is, but that's not going to remove any iota of karma out of our system. It will remove tiredness, muscle ache, maybe, give more flexibility to the given moment, make you feel good, which is already good on a physical level. But it's not deep enough, doesn't matter how deep that massage is, because no matter how skilled the masseur, it cannot reach these parts where it can drive out of what doesn't even belong to the cellular structure. It's way, way subtler out of the system. In a way, you're being massaged by your own prana. And when you go to the reflexologist, how painful it could be. You walked around on your feet, and it's all fine, but as soon as you sat down and she started pressing here and here, it's like, ouch, take it easy, woman. But she doesn't understand. She's Chinese, she's too busy, she's speaking next to her, keep pressing, spinal column, this, that, and you just in agony then, think, why am I giving myself into this practice? I thought this is going to be a nice, pleasurable experience. With massage is the same. It's a great thing, but like at some point, because of that pain, it's like, ouch, a relief. You're being massaged by the expansion of prana. The prana begins to move and reaches into the areas where it doesn't otherwise. So this is this work. So therefore, none of these perspectives that my meditations were deeper, in a silent environment, and here I cannot experience it deeper. I thought that myself before introduction into the more advanced forms of meditation. In a way, meditation which makes us feel good there and then, right? It's a kind of like brushing your teeth, taking a shower. Nobody gives us a medal for that. Nobody tells us, whoa, like you took a shower today, you really washed some portion of karma out of yourself. Yeah, just like some muck and schmuck just being washed off, but not really nothing more profound than that. The state of your subtle body doesn't give a hoot if you use this shampoo or this conditioner, or completely smeared in ashes and haven't washed yourself for the past few years. It makes no effect. whatsoever on the state of your subtle body. It's another story. Not that I'm propagating that, but just to give it an example. So the meditation which kind of like keeps us afloat it's that kind of, if you will, a bare minimum that just as mental hygiene, if you will. But anything that aims to go deeper goes straight into where it immediately encounters these areas where where material sits in the subconscious level. That's why we speak in tongues, that's why there is uncontrollable movements, because none of that is in the domain and under the authority of the sympathetic nervous system. None of this is under the authority of the mental processes, neither of left nor of right hemisphere of the brain. You see? This is the profound nature of this work. It's a completely different process altogether. And that is a true spiritual work in a sense. It allows us to unburden and unload. The rest is automatic. The rest is by itself. You see, there is even in a way, sometimes it's good to completely take another perspective. There is nothing we can add into someone to make their consciousness into God consciousness. It's not by the addition, no multiplication, it's by the subtraction. It's a different mathematics here. It's by removing, not by adding. Nothing needs to be added onto you. You're already perfect. The core of yourself is perfection itself. This is Siddhi. Realization of that is Siddhi. When you realize that and when you experience that, this is the dawn of perfection. That the essence of yourself is unperturbed by anything. But that cannot be a mental idea. If it remains a mental idea, then we're wasting our time. Therefore, we do this work. And this work works. It works, as simple as that. There are a lot of other amazing things happen, and we have to talk about it maybe this evening later. The difference between kriyas that heralding and signaling, unloading, unburdening, cleansing, and kriyas which essentially a manifestation of the winged ones expressing themselves through our physiology. So therefore, when there is harmony begins to be sensed amidst of cacophony and disharmony and chaos, these are the moments when something comes in of a different kind, because it can. Winged ones. I'm just being cheeky, just the divine structures, the archetypal forces begin to given a chance to express. It's like they only eager to express, if you will. But they cannot express because the physiology, the neurophysiology, the nervous system is clogged. And suddenly the chance is given. And that chance brings about this possibility where this more refined, not winged ones, otherwise I'll be dismissed as a New Age teacher. More refined aspects of ourselves are given chance and given voice. So we can have a whole discourse about that, if you will. So just this is just to bring this here, because you're asking how this works in relation to higher states of consciousness. High states of consciousness is, if you will, a natural outcome of our system getting freed from impositions. That's the state of affair.